I'm standing here at Lake Purgatory, a lake inside arguably one of the most desired neighborhoods in all of Durango. This neighborhood is really close to Purgatory Ski Resort within 5 minutes, and in this video we're going to be showing you several of my favorite neighborhoods in this mountain resort area. We're also going to be showing you some of the pros and cons of this area so that you have a real good understanding of this entire area. We're also going to give you kind of a sneak peek of one of our new listings that's actually located here in Lake Purgatory. Let's jump into the video. By the way, as much as I love shooting these videos, I even love helping you more with your real estate needs. So if you're even thinking about moving to Durango, give me a call, text, email, days, nights, weekends. We've got your back when it comes to moving here. And I'd love to put the drone up in the air, give you a drone tour of any areas you're looking at or any properties you're looking at or considering, as well as hop on a call with you, maybe go on Google Earth and really give you a better understanding of the area. Now let's jump back into the video. So we're here in Lake Purgatory. We'll look down at my notes and tell you a little bit about this subdivision. First, I'm going to tell you, you'll see some signs here talking about how you really want to have 4x4, you want to have chains in the winter. You want to be very prepared for the winter. They get an absolute ton of snow here and you want to be really careful. Also, it's not just a flat road like you see behind me here. There's a lot of homes that are up a steep driveway and it's just really tough to access. Something I always recommend is if you're going to live here in the winter, either have somebody plow it for you. If you're retired, if you're not worried about getting out at 8 a.m. or whatnot, have somebody either come and plow it for you, which there are tons of great services that can come do that for you. Happy to connect you to someone. Or have an ATV, put a plow on the end of it, and just be prepared to plow your driveway. Get out there and plow multiple times a day so you're not having to plow a foot of snow once it accumulates. So it's really going to be the biggest warning for you for this entire area. I know I mentioned that earlier as well, just talking about the snow, but this subdivision in particular, you'll see multiple signs as you come in, really warning you about that snow and ice. Now, what's phenomenal is, as you can see right behind me, you've got this beautiful lake here. Now, they do allow canoeing, kayaking, paddleboarding, swimming, fishing. You do have to get permission, or I shouldn't say permission, but they do have certain rules here, so make sure you look at that. Then motorized boats are prohibited. All the roads are gravel and well maintained, as you can see behind me here. So just to hit on what they look like in the summer. Now, like I was talking about earlier, there's a lot of spruce trees, a lot of aspen trees in here. It is going to be well and sewer in this subdivision. And then you've got some really great views. So you got views of the Hermosa Cliffs, of Spud Mountain. You've got views of Western Needles Mountain looking east. And then some of these homes actually have views of Electra Lake as well, which is breathtaking. Then let's tell you a little bit about the subdivision, about specifics. So the highest home sold in here was 3.5 million. Home sizes really range. So there's homes as small as 784 square feet, go up to 6,690 square feet. So there's mansions in here and there's small little A-frame cabins as well. Lot sizes 0.5 acres to 20.22 acres. Again, well, septic and propane in here. And then elevation 8793. So we are pretty high. Again, for context, in town Durango is going to be 6512. Then the HOA dues are going to be $700 annually. Covers trash, snow removal, and road maintenance. They are going to be plowing these roads and they do a really good job, I will say. You just, again, going back to those roads, you just want to be careful and cognizant of the driveway you have in here, as well as if you're looking at building, again, just what it would take to build that driveway in, because a lot of these lots are very steep and just tough to build on in general. Now, there really isn't much road noise. You can kind of hear the highway depending on where the home is situated though. And then talk about distance to things. 32 minutes to City Market in town Durango, 34 minutes to Durango High School, 51 to the airport. Then you're 6 minutes from Purgatory Ski Resort, probably less to be honest, and 2 hours, 9 minutes to Wolf Creek. All right, now let's tell you about a few trails that are close by. You've got Elbert Creek, Dutch Creek, Animas River Trail, like I mentioned. That's not the same one that's in town Durango. And then fishing, you've got Columbine Lake, which is right here behind me. You've got Electra Lake and Haviland Lake, both 17 minutes away. I believe Haviland's a little bit closer than that actually. Just looking down at my notes. Closest restaurant, there is a couple restaurants really just across the street at Purgatory Ski Resort, then a few just down the road. And then you've also got this lake. Just going back to this lake, something special that I just wanted to mention is there's barely any homes in Durango that are on water like these homes are here here behind me. I'm not sure if you can see these homes behind me, but there's not very many homes just in general in Durango that are on a lake like this. And then there are a couple right here where you can really walk down and get access to the water from the homes. And so this is what really sets this neighborhood apart. There are a couple others, but this one is really unique in that there are homes right looking over the water. And what I love about this lake is this lake kind of winds up through this little valley here. And it's really, really beautiful in that way as well. All right, now we're going to do something we don't normally have the opportunity to do. We're going to show you a property tour of a home that is just listed in this neighborhood. Let's show you that now. We're here at 30 Aspen Circle that sits about 7 minutes from the entrance of the neighborhood, Lake Purgatory. Now, although you can't see it, you can hear Little Cascade Creek from this home and have some beautiful mountain views from the back deck as well. Now, it's tough to beat this large covered patio where they didn't miss a detail. You have this commercial grade solar power screen that lets the light in and keeps the glare out. Then behind me you have a hot tub that gets some of the best views in the entire county. And yes, they had to crane the hot tub in just to install it, and they had to wire the whole house for the hot tub. Now, as we step inside, you'll see the fully updated modern mountain open concept home with the primary on the main level. You'll see wood floors and a kitchen that looks out at these stunning mountain views as well and looks out onto the back patio. You'll see furniture, rugs, lamps, and a killer art collection throughout the home as well. Think Colorado landscapes, native art, and Southwest touches from local Durango galleries. Then I absolutely love the primary bedroom. In the primary bedroom, two expansive windows frame picture-perfect views of the surrounding mountains and forest and flood the primary bedroom with natural light. Then upstairs, you'll find 3 spacious bedrooms with large windows that let in nice natural light and have amazing views of the surrounding mountains and forest as well. One of the rooms is set up as a cozy movie and game room, which is perfect for it, but it can easily be transitioned into a bedroom as well. Then I have to mention one of my favorite features of this home, which are these huge sliding glass doors that offer this amazing view of the outdoors, of the mountains and the forest, but also just offer a seamless entry to this beautiful patio. Then the home is 2664 square feet, built in 2022 by Agave Homes. This home had over $135,000 in updates since the new owner purchased the home. If you're thinking about taking a tour of the home or would just like more information, give me a call or text. My number is below on the screen here. Now, like I mentioned, that is one of our listings, so we'd be more than happy to give you a private tour of that home or any others, of course. Now let's show you some of the reasons my clients love living in this area. Now, the number one item on the list is going to be the views. Now, I might have said that a lot in different videos and different neighborhoods definitely have some great views all throughout Durango. But I was talking to a client just the other day that came into town, called off of after watching the YouTube channel, and was asking me, where can I find the most stunning views, the most breathtaking views from properties? He didn't care about having necessarily a lot of land. He just wanted breathtaking views right off the deck of the home. And really, this is the area that I was showing him. There's also some great homes, a little caveat, if you will, honorable mention, there's some great homes with stunning views in the Animas Valley, which is the area just south of here as well. But back to this area, as you can see behind me, we've got Twilight Lake right behind me, and there's some views or some homes that have views of Twilight Lake right here, and talk about a home right here behind me that looks out at National Forest. And there's a lot of homes like this that either look out at Electra Lake, at National Forest just in general, or is up near Purgatory Ski Resort. There's also a lot of gated subdivisions in this area that have just stunning views. Again, it's kind of like this valley in a way where there's ridges on both sides, and off of the edges of those ridges, there are just absolutely breathtaking views. I know there aren't many cons of living in this area, but there are a few depending on how you look at it. So let's show you a few of those next. So you're further away from downtown Durango. You're in that range of, let's call it 30 to 40 minutes from downtown Durango. You've got a couple places to eat here, but not a whole lot. You don't have like one really good restaurant in this area. You've got a great pizza place, schoolhouse, and then you've also got Backcountry Grill. You've got some other little restaurants here. You've got a couple at Purgatory Ski Resort. There's not a whole lot in this area. Couple of the restaurants are in Glacier, which is as you're going back down towards Durango, towards the Animas Valley. They have some great restaurants as well. There's some great golfing there as well, fully private golf course there. All right, so let's just hit on a few of the cons. I'm actually gonna, again, throw up the thumbnail of the video where we talk all about the cons of this area, but let's just gonna give you the cliff notes, talk a little bit about the cons so you have an understanding of what that's like. So you're further away from downtown Durango up here. You're 30 to 40 minutes from all those restaurants, from the grocery stores, from the shopping. You're further away from those biking trails down there, those hiking trails, the Animas River Trail down there, just a lot of amenities down there. Then you don't quite, along with that, you also don't have very many restaurants up here. You do have a few really good ones. You've got Schoolhouse, a great pizza place. You've got the Nugget, great little bar slash restaurant there. They've got Backcountry Grill there that has some great food as well. Highly recommend them. Then you've got a few restaurants up at Purgatory Ski Resort, but as a whole, you don't have, much variety. You don't have a really big restaurant here. You do have a couple restaurants down at Glacier. Glacier is just down the road, about 10 to 15 minutes from Purgatory Ski Resort here, still in this mountain resort area, but you just don't have a lot of access to just amenities, restaurants, food. There's no grocery store up here. There's a little convenience store. They have kind of your essentials, and then you're a much higher elevation. So Purgatory Ski Resort just under 9,000 feet. In town Durango, 6,512. So you get quite a bit more snow up here because you are either at or near the ski resort's elevation. Now from here, it continues to go down in elevation. So if you're looking on a map, you continue to get less and less snow as you get closer to, let's just call it James Ranch, because that James Ranch area down to downtown Durango gets a similar amount of snow to in town because it's all within about 200 feet elevation of in town. So if you're looking on a map, you're looking at Purgatory, they're going to get about the most snow, and then as you come down towards downtown Durango, you're going to get less and less snow. Now I'm really excited to bring you this next subdivision. We're here outside of the gate of Celadon. So Celadon is right off of County Road 250, which is already a really coveted road, county road to live off of, which is right here in the Animas Valley. So this subdivision is kind of at the top of the Animas Valley where it starts to climb in elevation, and you'll see that in this subdivision. So I'm going to start by saying if you want a really pancake flat lot, this is not the subdivision for you. This is really nice rolling hills, a lot of mountainous terrain in here, and each home does a really good job of getting some stunning views. So you're going to have homes getting views all the way to Durango going south and north looking up at Engineer Mountain as well. Now what's incredible about this subdivision is it does back up to National Forest with some amazing trails, private access to those trails. So you're able to horseback ride, snowshoe, ski, hike, run on those trails, even bike on those trails. And you're of course going to see all kinds of animals from deer to elk, the occasional mountain lion and bear, so make sure to bring that bear spray with you of course. Now the home sizes really range in here from 990 square feet all the way up to 8,600 square feet. Stunning homes, and the lots are even better. So the lots, like I mentioned, have some phenomenal views, but the lots also have some great water access. There's 5 lots in here that have their own private ponds, and then there are many lots that have access to either a creek or a river, or the Animas River to be exact, with amazing flowing water right through it. Now keep in mind, with the Animas River going by these lots, you can boat on, either paddleboard or boat from your property down to certain takeouts that are down the road. You could take out at Oxbow. Oxbow is probably going to be the best takeout, but there is another small takeout, especially if you're paddleboarding, over at Dalton Ranch area. So you've got some great points regarding the distance and the time that you might be paddleboarding. You might do a 2-hour paddleboard or so. If you're going from here to Dalton Ranch, that's just approximate. So there's some great access to water in the right time of year. It's not going to be white water. It's not going to be scary water if you're considering just coming here to paddleboard, just so that you know what that water is like. Now the neighborhood has underground utilities. It is gated like you can see here, but homes are going to be well septic and propane in here. Now let's talk about elevation and snow. You're all the way down at 70 to 86 feet elevation here. So you're getting quite a bit less snow. We're a lot closer to the elevation of downtown Durango. You are higher, so you're going to get more snow here, but nothing compared to up near Purgatory Purgatory and the other subdivisions that we were discussing earlier in this video. All right, now we'll put on the screen the distance to things such as downtown Durango, but we're about 24-25 minutes from downtown Durango. We're using the Strader Hotel as a reference point there, and then we're going to be even closer to City Market, closer to the airport than a lot of these other properties that we were just showing you. But we'll put on the screen the distance to the airport as well as Durango High School so we can get that exact and show you that exact distance. Overall, I just want to give you kind of my feeling overall, kind of recap some of what we talked about. So I really like this subdivision in that you're really private, nice big lots, stunning lots, and a lot of them have water on them as well. Access to that hiking, and there's not many things you're missing out here, to be honest. Now you're getting those views, and yet you're still in this kind of fairly forested area. A lot of the times you'll see in my videos, a lot of the times you're missing one or the other. You're not getting any forest if you're getting views, and sometimes when you're in the forest, you're just in the forest like you can see right here. Now, as you go back into the subdivision, it's not like it is just right here. It kind of climbs in elevation, and you're getting some really nice views from a lot of these homes. So to me, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting those views, you're getting water access. A lot of these homes are on the river or at least on a pond or on a creek. And then let's talk road biking. The road that's going right by here, County Road 250, is really well known for road biking. And I personally am a distance runner and love to run on this road because it's fairly flat and fast, and you don't have a lot of traffic on here either. So if you're thinking about the winter, what's the roads like? This road is really going to be pretty good in the winter. Now I will say that it is fairly forested, so you are going to have more shaded spots on the road than you would have in some other areas, maybe south of town. But overall, it's going to be really good because it's very flat, so you're not going to be going up a windy road to get into town, and fairly easy access to Highway 550 as well, which they do a great job of plowing in the winter. Mailboxes right over here, locked mailboxes right behind me. Again, gated. You don't hear barely any noise from here to the highway. You barely hear any highway noise, whereas most of these videos, or most of these neighborhoods rather, that I've been talking to you about, you can hear a reasonable amount of highway noise. Now, horses are allowed in here. HOA is going to be $700 per month. That's going to cover landscaping, trash, snow removal, maintenance, and management, as well as road maintenance. Now, we're only about 16 minutes from Purgatory Ski Resort here and about 2 hours from Wolf Creek Ski Resort as well. Then closest fishing, if your property here in Celadon doesn't have access to the Animas River, is going to be roughly about 20 minutes, but we'll put on the screen the distance to the Oxbow area, where it's going to be really your closest public access to the Animas River. Then of course there's some great access to the Animas River in town Durango as well, roughly 23-24 minutes into that area. Now, something I didn't mention that you don't see in many subdivisions is this subdivision actually has its own private caretaker. It will plow the roads, plow your private driveway as well, and also pick you up from the airport, check in on your home when you're away, especially if this is a vacation home. That could be really helpful for you. So keep that in mind. Let me know if you have specific questions on that, you want to see any HOA docs, or just get any more information about this subdivision as well. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there are several homes, there are about 5 homes that have their own private lake. So I'm actually going to read some information from a listing that was recently sold. Now, keep in mind, this is not available right now, but just want to give you an idea of what this subdivision has to offer and what one of these listings had to offer. So I'm going to look down and read that for you guys. So it sounds like the owner actually created 2 miles of hiking, biking, ATV trails, lead you down to the lake and your own private dock for kayaking, paddleboarding, and much more. You can swim, just use that lake. It has 1,500 feet of shoreline. It also talked about just the abundance of different animals, from raptors to turkey to deer, like I mentioned earlier. So I want you guys to keep in mind that so many of these properties are so unique. You can create so much on this, especially from 30 to 70 acres, those ponds, that access to the river or the creek, depending on the lot. To me, this subdivision has so much to offer, and there's not much that this subdivision doesn't have to offer. The only issue is going to be, is there a home on the market? Can we find you something where a seller's willing to sell? Because of course, so many of these owners want to hold on to these properties because they are so exquisite, and there's not a ton of lots in here. But let me know if you're considering moving and you really like this subdivision. I'm happy to do a little bit of legwork. I've got some contacts that live in this subdivision, and happy to let them know that you are considering this subdivision and let them know that I've got a client looking here. Now we're outside of Windom Ranch. Now what really sets this this ranch apart, this subdivision apart, is its views. So all of these homes in here have stunning views of Needles Mountain and that mountain range on that side of us. Now, some of these homes have views of Electra Lake, but not all of them. They all do back up to National Forest, however. They back up to 3 million acres of San Juan National Forest, which also gives you access to hiking, horseback riding, snowshoeing, skiing as well, and much, much more. You have all of that to enjoy. And so compared to, like I just mentioned with some of these other subdivisions, compared to the subdivisions on the other side of the highway, you have that stunning access that really sets this subdivision apart from many others. Now, because of the beauty and the views from these lots, there's also been a conservation easement placed on part of this property so that no other development can be done. So they've really done a phenomenal job of protecting those views. Then there are really nice grassy meadows, views of Aspen and Aspen throughout this entire subdivision. So some animals that you might see in this subdivision are bear, elk, deer. You're gonna see a lot of birds throughout. You're gonna see eagles, you're gonna see views of hawks, especially because of all that water access, because of Electra Lake, because of the National Forest. You're gonna see a lot more hawks, a lot more eagles than you might otherwise. I've seen some great photography come from Electra Lake of these eagles, ospreys coming in catching fish. So you'll see some phenomenal wildlife in here, especially just on those hikes as well in that National Forest behind the property. Now, something else that really sets this subdivision apart is as you drive in here, you'll see that these lots and the homes are really backed up off of the road, so you can barely see the homes, and they also all have their own gate as well. So you have this gate here, then each lot has their own gate to the home as well. All these homes are on a well, septic, and propane. And something else that's really nice is there's really good restrictions on building. There are specific building envelopes for each lot so that the homes that go up don't take away from the view of the other homes. Then Windom Ranch is a designated Glacier Club community, which means you have access to those Glacier Club amenities. You're able to buy into that club. So we'll actually put up on the screen some information about the club, some membership information right now while I'm talking. What I love about Glacier is the golf course is absolutely exquisite. Very, very well done golf course. They have several different golf courses. A lot of it has some great water features throughout. Fairly narrow golf course, as I've spoke to some others that really like golfing there as well. And then we have done a video on golfing, so reach out if you want to check out that video. I've done that in the past and happy to provide that to you. And then we are also going to go and show you that golf course and that subdivision in more detail in just a minute as well. All right, now let's talk about some stats. So highest home sold in here, 8.745 million. Home sizes really range in this subdivision, going from 5,532 all the way up to 11,700 square feet. Lot sizes also range a little bit from 12 to just over 35 acres in here. And then like I mentioned, septic, well, propane in here, elevation 8694. So you're gonna get a little bit less snow, but still quite a bit of snow in here. Again, for comparison, you might be in that 25-inch range when downtown Durango is getting about 5 inches of snow. Now we'll put up on the screen the distance to Purgatory Ski Resort, but you're still really close to Purgatory here. Then distance to Wolf Creek Ski Resort, just over 2 hours from here. City Market, downtown Durango area is going to be about 25 minutes, at least under 30 minutes to City Market, depending on where you're or what the traffic is like and if it's the winter. Then downtown Durango is roughly 30 minutes, airport about 45, Durango High School a little bit under 30, right around 30 I should say. We'll make sure to put all that up on the screen as well. Then you're only about 11 minutes from Haviland Lake, roughly 10 minutes from Electra Lake, really close to some phenomenal lakes. These homes do back up to Electra Lake, do look at Electra Lake from a few of the homes, but you don't really have direct access from these homes to get to the lake. So want to maybe put that into context, make sure you're aware of that. You don't have direct water access here. As you drive into this subdivision, check out this beautiful pond and these views behind me. You have really stunning views coming into this subdivision. If you're really looking for that grand entrance, you definitely have that in this subdivision. And right now is the perfect time. Today is October 8th and the leaves are changing. It is absolutely stunning here. Want to point that out because that's the reason a lot of you guys want to check out this area and move. All right, so right now we'll actually just put up on the screen the distance to certain amenities. We'll put up on the screen the distance to downtown Durango, put up on the screen the distance to La Plata County Airport, which is under 50 minutes from here, put up on the screen the distance to City Market, kind of the main grocery store that most people shop at, and then we'll actually put up on the screen the distance to Nature's Oasis as well as Natural Grocers right now as well, and then Durango High School. Durango High School is going to be approximately 30 minutes, but we'll put that on the screen, give you guys a good feel of what the distance is from here to downtown Durango. Now, I want to give you some context here. This home is getting close to kind of that halfway point between Purgatory and kind of the start of this mountain resort area. We're getting closer to that kind of middle area, and as we're doing this video, we're just getting closer and closer to the Animas Valley and then closer to downtown Durango. But we're starting to get kind of within that 30-minute bubble of downtown Durango here. And if you're even thinking about moving here, just give me a call, text, or email. Again, my name's John Burden. Love to hop on a call with you or a Zoom call and just go over your criteria, really help dial you in with the right areas for you, really help answer a lot of those questions that you might be not sure of, just on the fence of, just unsure if Durango is the right place for you. Really help you answer that either way. Just give me a call, text, or email. Would love to connect with you. Looking forward to talking to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.